Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Philip, the company's CCDO. Let's see if the clicker works here. Great. So at Minute Media, we're a very passionate bunch of people. And there are three things that we're really, really passionate about: sports, storytelling, and technology. And so over maybe a decade ago, we decided to try and combine all three things into a business. And what we built was a tech platform that powers the digital sports content industry. Specifically, we power three things our platform does: the creation of digital sports content, the distribution of that content, and the monetization of that content at scale. So just to give you a sense of the business as it stands today, we are probably one of the fastest growing companies of scale in the digital sports content ecosystem. We're reaching over 200 million monthly users. This year, we're going to generate over $270 million of revenue, and that represents an organic growth rate of 40% plus. Second, we're pretty unique in that we own the technology and the business operations across the entire content lifecycle under one roof. Right? We power the creation, distribution, monetization of content. On the creation side, our platform powers over 1,500 monthly creators. On the distribution side, we're integrated with over 400 distribution platform partners. And on the monetization side, on a monthly basis, we monetize over 15 billion ad impressions. We also have premium sports content, which sets us apart. Right? We have our own original content, and we also have access to sports highlight rights, which we can offer to our partners. And last but not least, we're truly global in an industry that's pretty local. Right? ESPN is US-centric, Sky is Euro-centric. We're in 14 global markets across 11 languages. But the US is still our main focus, given the size and scale of the market, and we do pretty well there as well. We're number 2 in sports audience and reach, right behind ESPN. Now, one of the reasons we've performed so well over the years is that we actually provide critical infrastructure to content businesses in what's a very challenging industry. Right? The content business, digital content business, is hard. Things are changing all the time. Demographics are changing. The format of content is changing. People are consuming more video. In the past, it was text. People are consuming more on mobile. So the technology and the channels change. And so it's really hard, even for large companies, to navigate such a challenging industry. And so what we provide is we provide peace of mind. Right? We provide an easy solution to help content businesses in the digital space thrive. We provide access to premium video content, including sports highlight rights. We provide access to product experiences and creator tools to help these content businesses manage the content and engage their audiences. And we provide high-value monetization, including access to our direct sold advertising budgets, which is not something that many digital content businesses can do on their own. So in the next 2 slides, I'll tell you a little bit more about the platform and then maybe bring you through a use case to help you understand how everything fits together. On the creation side, we empower multiple different types of creators, influencers, athletes, etc., to create content across multiple formats: video, text, audio, interactive, and Web3. And then our creators create content for our own content brands you see on the left-hand side, including brands such as the Players Tribune, which was started by Baseball Hall of Famer Derek Jeter. He's still on our board helping us kind of manage our relationship with athletes. And we also have access to high-quality sports content, such as sports highlight rights from the leagues. On the distribution side, we provide distribution technology and tools to media companies, digital publishers, betting operators, as the likes of you can see here, to help them engage their audiences. And then on the monetization side, in the content business, advertising is king and queen. And so that's where we're focused. We're focused on video-first global advertising, which is the higher value element of the sector. And we monetize through direct, using our global sales team. We have a global sales team in all the major media markets in the world. And we also monetize programmatically because we own our own ad tech stack to help manage that for ourselves and our partners. Here is a quick example. So on the left, you'll see create. We might have access to highlights, right? Sports highlights. We might have content that athletes have come and created with us. We might have content that our creators leverage AI to create. We then have our video management system and other tools And our product experience is, in this case, a video player that allows us to distribute that content to hundreds of websites around the world, whether it's USA Today, right, the Sporting News, Barstool Sports, or whether it's Fansided, which is a property that we own. And then here's an example of a USA Today local site. It's a USA Today user going there to consume written content on, an American football team, the Kansas City Chiefs. On that page will be our technology, the video player. We'll be able to tell what the audience is consuming, and we'll be able to serve a relevant video, in this case, a piece of content by Travis Kelce, which is one of their most famous players. And then we can monetize that attention, that engagement, whether it's through branded sponsorship that we generate ourselves through a sales team, or we leverage our ad tech stack to monetize through pre-roll and mid-roll advertising, or some sort of engagement widget, right, to drive conversion for betting partners or other commerce partners. As you can imagine, it's advertising, so it's a very big TAM. Video alone is getting close to $100 billion. But on the distribution channel side, there are thousands of content businesses out there, right? 3,000 alone in the US, and we're less than 5% penetrated in kind of onboarding them and having them work with us. There's also incremental TAM in sports betting, non-video advertising, and the likes that we can tap into over time. As I mentioned, very global. We're in all these markets, major media markets, and the flags represent all the languages and the local content creation that we have. Very diverse user base as well, 70% in the US, but we have a meaningful presence outside of the US. Moving on, multiple vectors for growth. First of all, we can continue growing with our existing business, right? Growing net dollar retention. We can also add new partners, which we've been doing very rapidly. You'll see it in the financial section. We can also expand the platform into new areas, such as connected TV, sports betting, and expanding geographically. We're still very much US revenue-centric, but given the international audience you saw on the previous page, there's a huge international opportunity as well. And then we can supercharge everything through M&A, which we've been very successful at doing over the last few years. So on the left here, you'll see our M&A track record. We've done 5 deals over the last few years, and we're in process of closing our 6th acquisition right now, all to strengthen the platform. A lot in the content space, but we also acquired our first tech company in 2021, and now we're acquiring a company that's giving us access to those sports highlights. Huge opportunity on the right-hand side. We don't need to go all through it, but a lot of opportunity across content, technology, and data and monetization that we're actively looking at and looking to pursue. And then maybe we wrap up with some of our financial performance to date. We've had really good success growing our revenue throughout what's been a pretty challenging time with COVID and global macro issues. As I mentioned, in 23, we'll grow over 40% on an organic basis. And part of the reason for that is the data you see on the right, why we're able to grow so well. We're able to add many distribution platform partners, given our technology and the value that we're providing. That generates significant user attention or ad impressions on the top right that we're able to monetize through the video-focused global advertising, as I mentioned. And then one point to note on the bottom right, over the years, we've been able to generate really strong net dollar retention. So over the last 12 quarters, we've averaged 125% net dollar retention throughout that challenging period. Our gross margins are improving and healthy. And very importantly, profitability is something that everyone talks about these days, which is very important. And we have transitioned the business towards break-even in 23, and we'll be profitable full year in 2024. A little bit on the future. With the acquisition that we're closing now, next year we should be over $400 million in revenue, and we hope to transition the business to 20% EBITDA margins over the next few years. And then maybe I'll just end with some of our very important and helpful partners. They've been very supportive of us. You can see many of the logos on here, some of whom you might know. And that's it. Thank you very much.